Okay, so we got a big PlayStation fanboy over here trying to overhype the PlayStation 6 and trying to say that it's going to be better than the Switch 2, yada yada. He's trying to show for this thing. This guy right here, MBG, he is one of the biggest PlayStation fanboys. And recently he uploaded a video, I think it was yesterday, talking about this, and then here's his little Twitter post or whatever. Now, one very important thing to know about MBG is that in some of his most recent videos and his live streams, he's been wearing a do-rag on his head. And I think that's because he's going bald. He's losing hair on his head and he's going bald, and so he's hiding it with a do-rag. Sometimes he wears a hat. So, you know, that's just one important thing to know about this guy. Now, here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with going bald or anything like that. That's totally fine. I'm nothing against bald people, but why is it that he's wearing hats and do-rags that look really stupid on him in order to hide it? Clearly, he doesn't have confidence in the way he looks, so why would he have confidence in the PlayStation 6? But anyways, if we read here, you know, he says hardware leaker Kepler L2, don't know who that is, says the upcoming PlayStation handheld will outperform the Xbox Series S in both I think he meant to say ray tracing, but it says rasterization. Okay, never mind. No, he meant to say that. Rasterization and ray tracing. I don't know what that is, to be honest. I don't really keep up with specs and all this BS, but he then says they also say it will deliver better image quality than the Switch 2 due to PSSR 3, and the PSSR 3 will be better than DLSS 4.5. Let me just say this sounds like a bunch of bullshit, because right now, on paper, the PlayStation 5 is technically, you know, the more powerful console. It's got the better specs inside of it. And yet, Resident Evil 9 Requiem looks just as good on the handheld of the Nintendo Switch 2 as the PlayStation 5. I literally just had like friends and family come over and we were playing video games and all that. One of them had actually a Steam Deck or whatever, and he was blown away when he saw my Nintendo Switch 2. But one of my family relatives' cousin, he actually had a PlayStation 5 hooked up, and he was playing Resident Evil 9 Requiem. And we kind of compared it to just the tablet, the Switch 2 tablet, and they couldn't really see the difference. They're like, wow, that looks really freaking good for a handheld. So this is going to be more powerful than the PlayStation 5, or well, it's going to be a handheld that is basically on par with the PlayStation 5 when the PlayStation 5 is docked. So like, what does that even mean? That it's just going to look the same as the Switch 2 version. The only difference is it has more powerful specs inside of it, but that doesn't matter. Nobody cares about that. If both of them look the same, what the hell difference does it even make, right? Of course, he's claiming it's going to have better image quality, but that's a load of crap. Come on, it's not going to look that much different. We are seeing games right now where the Switch 2 really does rival the PlayStation 5, even in handheld mode. So everyone's trying to hype up this new handheld for the PlayStation 6 and how powerful it's going to be. It ain't going to make a difference. The only difference is going to be that it's going to have less exclusives to play, which makes the Nintendo Switch 2 the far more superior console to go with. So here's another clown on Twitter who was basically saying the same crap. This guy named Pio, I don't really know much about him, but he says news on the PlayStation 6 handheld aims to be extremely more powerful than the Switch 2. He puts Nintendo is worried, the guy's a clown. Dock mode, the power will be around mid-range PC, 5080 build. The price will be $699. So right off the bat, he's saying the price is going to be $700. Highly doubt that when that's the price. That's the price the PlayStation 5 Pro was. So are they just willing to make something more powerful that's also going to be a hybrid and willing to lose a shit ton of money on each sale? I highly doubt that. Won't be able to play physical games unless you have a normal PlayStation 6. Launch when ready, whatever the fuck that means. But yeah, this guy, he's another stupid clown, and he's basically trying to say that it's going to be this really powerful hybrid. Nintendo's worried it's also going to cost $699. It's like, nah, I don't think it's going to cost $699. So I left a response saying, why would Nintendo be worried about a system with no first-party exclusives, stupid ass? The underpowered Switch blew the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 out of the water, and you think PS6 will be a threat. Was the powerful PSP a threat to the Nintendo DS and the 3DS? Laughing my ass off. And so yeah, everyone's, they're trying to say, oh, well, they're making a more powerful version of the Switch 2. Therefore, it's gonna, Nintendo's worried. It's like, dude, the PSP was way more powerful than the Nintendo DS and the 3DS. And the freaking Nintendo DS and 3DS absolutely freaking destroyed every single PSP handheld that was ever made. So what makes you think that this is going to do anything? They don't have the first party powerhouse that Nintendo has. Nintendo has the powerhouse first party exclusives that PlayStation doesn't have. You guys really seem to forget how much, of an impact that really makes, how much of a difference that makes. You could have the most powerful console in the world, but if you don't have exclusives, it doesn't matter. Just look at Xbox. Xbox got stupid. They started putting their games on PlayStation 5 and nobody wanted their system anymore. Now, apparently, the new lady, Asha Sharma, she's talking about bringing exclusivity back to Xbox and how getting rid of it in the first place ruined the brand. So that's what I've heard. I'm not sure. I'd have to do more digging. But if that's true, then that's good for them that they're finally recognizing that. Here's another guy who I guess likes this guy. He says, Pio, you're a cool dude, but a handheld to be in power with 5080 for $699 is straight up bullshit. Laughing my ass off. Not even a Strix Halo handheld has the power of a 5080, and those are usually over $2,000 at most. This handheld is going to be on par with a Series S or a little bit above. So I guess this guy is basically saying, yeah, there's no way a system that powerful is going to be $700. When there's ones that are already out on the market, less powerful, that cost $2,000. So yeah, there you go. Just a quick little thing to reply to. NBG and some of these other PlayStation fangirls are doing their best to hype up the PlayStation 6 and saying it's going to be more powerful. But what does that even mean? All that means is that the specs inside of it are expensive, which means you pay more money. That's pretty much all it means. It means, oh, you're going to have to pay more money. And you know what? The image quality is not even going to be anything, better than the Switch 2. It's not going to make the Switch 2 look worse or anything like that. It's probably just going to be on par with the Switch 2, and that's it. Because we are already seeing games running on the PlayStation 5 on a 4K TV, and it does not look that much better than the games running on the Switch 2. That's a fact. So anyways, you guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Hit like, subscribe if you're new to this channel, and please reshare the video as much as possible. I'll talk to you all later.